I'd struck up a deal with another real estate agent, and then just writing an email one Saturday afternoon, and the guy said, "Oh, I might have a development site for you." So it was about a communication initially with the real estate agent, striking up that relationship, and then they obviously put me front and centre and decided to reach out. So that's where that came about. The target of the strategy for me was knock down, rebuild duplexes. But also told the real estate agent, look, I'm an opportunist. I'll look at anything. I'm in the trade, looking within the certain area, obviously Coolum, Mount Coolum, that vicinity. And they said, yeah, no worries, we'll keep you in mind. So 2 weeks later, I got a phone call on a Saturday afternoon and had a look at it on Monday morning. So yeah, quite quick, really. It was in a medium density, large block, 1,128 square metres, flat, an older house, so I'm not paying for a premium for the existing house. The opportunity was always development. So yeah, met with the owners. It was off market, and I think what the capture was, they didn't want to see developers. But when I turned up and just had a meeting with them and told them what I was and where I came from, and that I was a country kid and not some high-flying developer, that sort of put them at ease. I think that was the turning point, and that, you know, if they're willing to have a long settlement, which is what they required, I think, yeah, they were all for that. So it was pretty seamless after that. I sort of made an offer within 10 days. I didn't try and lowball them. I felt that the price point they were wanting was going to work for me, and I was going to work for them, given that we were going to do a 90-day settlement and allow them to rent the property back until I could get my development underway. It wasn't sort of brought to the table initially, but once they got, I think they were a bit cagey, they were a bit standoffish to start with. They wanted to meet with me personally, and then once that relationship was formed, I think they sort of progressed to the next step and decided, yep, look, we don't really want to move out straight away because we've got so much gear. You know, these guys have been here their whole entire life, so you can imagine the amount of stuff and chattels they've got. So they were quite happy with that. The plans currently is secure with finance through you guys, DGI, obviously some money partners. So secure the site initially. Obviously, I've got my development proposal with you guys, so just formulating that. And then I'm working in the background to get a plot ratio with the architects and a private town planner to enable me to get a design compliant or code accessible development, which doesn't impact too many requirements outside the parameters, and then go to design in the next 2 to 3 months and be ready within 6 months to build. So currently looking at 5 townhouse, double-storey townhouse development. The area is sort of lacking in anything that's new and fresh and modern. It's close to, the location's really good, close to shops, close to golf course and walking distance to the beach. So I want to do something a bit more upmarket, but not too far beyond the reach, somewhere around the $1 million, 1.2 price range for each unit. Just something fresh. The region's sort of in a pretty high demand, but there's not a lot of stock. And what stock is here is aged, or it's undergoing a renovation process. So there's no new stock as such that hits the market, and anything that does hit the market is snapped up quite quickly. So just trying to target that. Interstate people that have sold up down south, you know, I've got a fair bit of capital behind them, looking for a lower price point. Smaller families who don't want to, you know, unload the 1.6 to $2 million, which is where the 4x2 house in Coolum's probably sitting, close to the beach. So just that entry level where, you know, people want something fresh. They don't want a big backyard. They want to be able to live the lifestyle. So sea changes, people moving from down south, or young families. So initial discussions with the builder of got here on the coast, probably about 9 to 12 months. I think we can secure that contract. And I suppose the beauty for me, Dom, is I'm in the game. I'm a project manager, so I know building quite well. So that side of it is not a risk as such, which could be potentially perceived as a risk to others. So yeah, I've got some pretty firm dates there, and I reckon we can achieve that between 9 to 12 months. It's a relationship you need to have with your builder. The good builders will tell you what's going on in the market. If they're being quite tight-lipped about stuff, then that's probably an indication that something's going on behind the scenes. But from an industry standard on the Sunshine Coast, I think things are flattening out a little bit. I think the media is making a bigger deal out of it than what's actually on the ground. Having said that, we're still getting some material escalation, and we're still fighting a contractor's market at the moment. So they're dictating price point, availability and timeframes. But I think we're over the peak. I think we're across the worst of it. I think interest rates and the general sentiment within the communities starting to wane. So that's a good indication from builders. But yeah, if I was to say one thing for other students is really talk to your builder and get to know them well and try and get some confidence there, because if they're being transparent, then you know you're on the right path. I wanted to get above 20%, general rule of thumb. I think I've got that. I may be slightly under just due to the borrowing that I have to undertake, given it's a new deal. But yeah, my confidence, I suppose, is knowing the numbers, being in the management frame of mind or the industry that I'm in. So yeah, looking at above 20%. About 600 I'm hoping for is the aim.